Okay, video number 3. And if you're wondering, is he lying on the floor? I am. This video is the one where I want to tell you about why the trifecta is so awesome. First of all, water filters do such a great job of eliminating pathogens in the drinking water. So the water over in Guatemala is not healthy to drink. I mean, you go into a hotel in Guatemala City and they're giving you bottled water to brush your teeth with. So we're not working in nice hotels in Guatemala City. We are working in some of the remotest, poorest, and I mean just hard to see places that you would ever imagine. And the water there is not anywhere close to being safe to drink. So you think about how you and I feel when we have a stomach ache, right? And we might be sitting on the toilet all day and taking some medicine to feel better. But the reality in these villages is the water that they're drinking is full of parasites and bacteria and other pathogens. So they are constantly ingesting water that keeps them sick. And I was at career day at one of the elementary schools on Thursday, and we were talking about clean water. And of course, you get in a room with a bunch of 10-year-olds and you start saying the word diarrhea, and everybody's giggling. But diarrhea is one of the leading killers of children in developing countries because your output outpaces your intake. So you become dehydrated because you're intaking all of this pathogen laden water. It keeps you sick perpetually. So you're always throwing up or having diarrhea, and eventually you get dehydrated and it can kill you. The beauty of these water filters is that it kills 99.99% of the pathogens in the water. I have put discolored, stinky water into the buckets that the filters that hold the water that we filter, and the water comes out crystal clear and odorless and tasteless. So they're truly miracles. And that's just one part of the trifecta. Second part of the trifecta is a latrine. Over there, if you have a latrine, and most people don't, it's not what you and I are used to. There's not running water. There's usually a pit in the ground where everything goes. And after 5 years or so, you've got to dig a new pit in the ground. But most of the people in these villages, they're going out to the bathroom on the side of the mountain somewhere because they don't have a place to go. And anytime that you're going to the bathroom out on the side of the mountain, not only is it a little embarrassing, right? You don't have privacy, but now human waste is being introduced back into the local ecosystem. And you know that flies love to buzz around poop, and flies love to buzz around food. And it's the same flies buzzing around both. So what you have in this situation is flies are contaminating the food supply because there's human waste that's out in the ecosystem. So what a latrine does is it contains that, so that it's inaccessible to the flies. It's in a pit, right? You've got a lid to the toilet. So now you don't have flies that are cross-contaminating your food supply because they're also buzzing around where everybody goes to the bathroom. So the latrine is a great second part of the trifecta. And then the third part of the trifecta is a safe cook stove. And what this does is it replaces the traditional way that people cook food in their kitchens, which is over an open fire. And if you've ever been around a campfire, it's kind of cool to smell the smoke for about the first 10 seconds, and then the smoke gets in your eyes and you start coughing and you can't seem to get away with it or get away from it. Well, imagine that same campfire inside of an enclosed kitchen where there's little to no ventilation. And imagine that young, developing lungs are inhaling that smoke all day because the fire's going most of the day. And imagine how that has an impact over the long-term health of kids, but also what an impact it has over adults. So these safe stoves, they channel that smoke through a chimney that goes out the roof, and it takes the smoke out of the kitchen. And in addition to that, they're also they burn fewer logs, so they're cheaper to operate, and you don't have to worry about a kid falling into a fire if he or she is horsing around in the kitchen, which, kids do. They horse around. So those are the three components of the trifecta.